Good morning. My name is Paola Lauri, and today I am going to talk about student perceptions of organic food in relation to health, environment, and pricing. Definition: organic food can be defined as a product of a farming system which avoids the use of man-made fertilizers, pesticides, growth regulators, and livestock feed additives. Instead, the system relies on crop rotation, animal and plant manures, some hand weeding, and biological pest control. With growth in the organic food sector by far outstripping growth in the conventional food sectors, many studies and surveys have been carried out to investigate consumers' attitudes towards organic foods and hence the reason for this trend.
So you're at the store and you're looking for something quick and easy to eat, but you're also trying to be health conscious. So instead of the regular cheesy mac, you go for the organic stuff. Instead of regular chicken nuggets, you grab some organic chicken nuggets. Then top it off with some organic sandwich cookies. Cookies. It's all organic, so it's good for you, right? Well, not always. You see, while 45% of Americans think the organic label means healthy or good, organic really has nothing to do with how nutritious the food is for you. Organic really just defines how the ingredients were created, prepared, or raised. Let me explain. Organic means that there aren't any genetically modified ingredients. Also, organic means that no chemicals were used to kill bugs and weeds, and that all pesticides are natural instead of synthetic. And organic means nothing was fertilized with sewage sludge. Yeah, sewage sludge. Organic also means that nothing was exposed to radiation, which some manufacturers do to sterilize food, and that no industrial solvents were used to clean things up. Also, organic means there could be no chemical food additives that some foods have to make them stay fresh for an unnatural amount of time. And if it's meat, that there's no routine use of antibiotics or hormones pumped into the animals. And all this stuff is really important. But notice, organic doesn't necessarily mean that the ingredients are nutritious. So if you care about healthy foods, it's more important to just eat whole foods, mostly fruits and vegetables, and avoid packaged-like substances. And yeah, that includes organic cheese. And here's a really big tip. If you can pronounce all the ingredients in a package you're holding, then you're on the right track.
Applications in nutrition. The organic farming process has been a major influence on the perception that organic foods are more nutritious because they are free from synthetic pesticides and mineral fertilizers, while the practice of crop rotation and soil tillage, cover cropping, the use of green manures, and aged animal and plant waste helps to maintain both soil integrity and fertility and releases nutrients in the soil at a slower rate. There is a difference in some nutrients in organic foods compared to conventional food, such as ascorbic acid, higher in organic, omega-3 fatty acids, higher in organic, and nitrate levels, lower in organic. Although there are not many differences between organic and conventional food, this trend can motivate people to eat more fruits, vegetables, good quality proteins, and choose real food instead of processed food.
It's a sign of the times. Organic food sales have skyrocketed, representing a nearly $30 billion market and about 12% of U.S. fruit and vegetable sales. A study in the Annals of Internal Medicine compared the health benefits of organic and conventional produce.
What we found was that there were no nutritional differences between organic foods and conventional foods. What we also found was that conventional foods do have higher levels of pesticide residue, but they were without exception all within acceptable limits.
In addition to nutritional values and pesticide levels, there are other differences in the more expensive organic food.
So have been grown and produced in a sustainable way. We sum it up as better soil makes better products. And so the end product, the fruit, the vegetable, is going to be ultimately better tasting and of a quality that we feel we want at Whole Foods Market.
The Environmental Working Group has tried to set guidelines for the best foods to buy organic. The Clean 15 are foods with thick skins, skins you don't eat, meaning conventionally grown should be fine. The Dirty Dozen are foods with thin skins you do eat, which means organic might be better because of lower pesticide levels. But, organic or conventional, a simple rule holds true.
Even if you do buy conventional produce from the Dirty Dozen, just make sure that you wash your fruits and vegetables with normal tap water. That alone can reduce your exposure even further and protect you from bacterial contamination.
But regardless of the label, it's always a good idea to educate yourself on what you're eating.
Food is a matter of personal choice. And I think being educated on what your options are is always a great idea.
We simply need to consume more fruits and vegetables. So the more color you have in your diet, the better, whether it's from organic produce or conventional.
Pros and cons. Pros. Eating organic food helps reduce environmental pollution because chemicals such as fertilizers can contaminate water and soil. This type of food can help you avoid problems associated with exposure to pesticide residues such as headaches, skin rashes, and neurological disorders. Cons. Having a diet that includes only organic food can be expensive because the production costs are higher. Sometimes it's difficult to find these products. Organic foods and products can only be purchased at specialty stores where organic, sustainability, and locally sourced are central themes.
Organic food. I saw this really great little sticker that came up one day on Facebook where somebody said, eat organic food, or as your grandparents used to say, eat food. Well, that said is that organic food, the idea of organic food is a new one. And it's new because really the conventional way of growing foods is what's new. So we've had to now say there's a difference between something that was grown and sprayed with Roundup versus something that was grown the way it's been growing for thousands of years. So really what it is about the issue right now has more to do with finances. I would say the general rule of thumb here is the higher on the food chain you eat, the more important organic becomes. Because the higher on the food chain you eat, the more concentrated the toxins become. Keep in mind that all of those pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, all of those things along with the hormones and the antibiotics and the things that are used in animal husbandry in this country, they move in the fats. They move in the fats of the animal. They move in the fats of the vegetable. So if you're looking at olive oil or you're looking at canola oil, you're looking at plant matter that has been squished, huge, vast amounts of plant matter that have been squished to create that oil. So it would be like eating an entire field of corn to get, a cup of corn oil. There's a lot of corn that you would have to eat. Where if you just ate that one piece of corn, the toxic load is very small. So think about that when you're feeding a cow. Again, eating that 1 ear of corn, no big deal. But to grow a cow, if they're being fed corn, you need the whole field. So you want to be really careful as you move up the food chain. So from a budgetary standpoint, I would worry less about vegetables, I would worry less about grains and less about fruits than I would about animal proteins and fats. And those fats, that's not just animal fats, that's also vegetable fats. And, well, there really aren't fruit fats, but You know where I'm going with that. So it's really important to look at, when you're looking at it from a budgetary standpoint, you want to look at spending that money on your dietary fats and your animal proteins. You can spend less of that money on the organic greens and grains. It's still really important. If you have the ability to do it, I would do it, particularly for small children. But if you need to cut corners somewhere, don't skimp on your dietary fats and don't skimp on your animal proteins.
Issue applied in Ecuador. In 2008, one study found that only 4.8% of Ecuador's population knows about organic foods, but today there are many hectares of land intended for the production of organic food. In fact, there are 564 certified organic products here in Ecuador. There are many farmers' cooperatives, which means you can get your food straight from the source. And also, there are small stores where you can find this type of food. Conclusion. In conclusion, we can find some differences between organic and conventional food. For example, in taste, the amount of certain nutrients, and the price. We can also conclude that the consumption of these foods is carried out by the idea of being healthier and taking care of the environment. Finally, for the growth of this industry, it is important to consider the determinants of consumption and promote information campaigns. Thank you for your attention.